In this video, I'll be demonstrating the locksmithing method. This is an alternative method to regular palm rolling, and it's great for clients who have loose, curly, frizzy hair. With this particular client, I'm going to be locksmithing all the way down to the ends of his locks because his hair has a lot of maturing to do still. You can see all the loose hair that needs to be wrapped around his lock. Here is a close-up, slowed down version of locksmithing. Notice my hand movements. For those of you who might be saying, well, what's the difference between traditional palm rolling and the locksmith method? In this same video on another client, I'm going to show the difference between the locksmithing and traditional palm rolling. And now here's his finished look. Moving on to our second client, as you can see, she has a very similar hair type as the first client that we did, and she's still early on in her locking stages. She started her own locks with the idea of going semi-freeform, so she doesn't come that often, but when she does come, we do the locksmithing method on her. And as you'll see at the end of her session, her locks are not going to be twisted tight to the scalp. I will actually take the clips out before she goes under the dryer so that she has a looser look at her scalp. Here's a close-up of how I gather all her loose hair that belongs to that lock, and I locksmith all the way down to the ends because her locks are not matured yet. So like I said earlier in the video, I'm going to show you the difference between a regular palm roll, which is what I'm doing now, and the locksmith. As you can see, as soon as I let the lock go, it sort of unravels It doesn't unravel all the way, but it's not as tight as when we do the Locksmyth method, which is fine for if that's the look that you want. But you can see when they're side to side, the Locksmyth method stays tighter than the palm roll without any clips. So for this third sample, I'm going to show another way or another method that people like to use. It's similar to the Locksmyth, but they take sort of like a single strands and wrap down the lock. The reason why I choose not to do this way is because those single strands sort of cut into the locks, which later on will show a different pattern in your locks. Unlike the Locksmyth method, because you're doing the same thing, you're wrapping hair tightly around the locks, but because you're using your whole hand, you're wrapping more hairs at a time, if that makes any sense, instead of single strands of hair wrap cutting to the body of the lock. And as you see, I sort of like to finish off the lock by going back into my traditional palm rolling ways. I guess just as a way to secure it a little more, but you really don't have to after you do the locksmithing. So she doesn't like her roots to be real tight. I'm just actually going in and making sure I don't have them clipped down too tight. They're nice and loose enough for what she wants. Remember, everybody's journey is different. Everybody has their own reasons why they choose certain methods of how they either started their locks or how they get them maintenance. So what works for one may not work for the other. And here are her finished results. Now moving on to our third client in this video. Her hair is very similar to our first two clients' hair. And she has gray hair, which is another candidate for the locksmithing. So when you know who this technique is good for, that'll help you decide whether your client needs it or not. If their hair is tightly curled, they might just be able to get away with the traditional palm roll method, but this method, the Locksmyth method, works real good for looser curl types. All three models in this video are around the same stage, which is their teen stage, where I need to go all the way from the roots to the ends with the Locksmyth method. I do have clients who are mature and I would only locksmith their roots. I would not have to go all the way down to the ends because their mid shaft to the ends are already fully locked. I also want to add that this method is great for clients who are not interested in the crochet method. The crochet method is when you take a crochet needle and pull the hairs into the lock. It does take a lot more time than this, so that may be another reason why they're not interested, or they just are interested in the traditional ways of locking, but still want to sort of control the loose, frizzy hair that comes with the process. And here are our third client's results. If you learned something today, like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you know when we post more videos. Thank you.